Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I am Erica Savage Wilson. It is Monday, October the 5th, 2020. You are tuned into the number one morning political primer in the nation. That is the Savage Political Bite. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Facebook Live. Love to have you join us. Listen, it's the number one morning political primer in the nation, so please do join us. And while everybody is hopping on, want to say good morning, Aunt Carla. Good morning. I want to wish everybody a happy Monday. Happy Monday. Y'all, it has been an extraordinary weekend, has it not? But I'm really glad that you are joining the number one morning political primer in the nation right now. So good morning to you too, Erin. It's always fantastic to see you, my sis. Thank you so much for always joining. Erin is OG Bite Gang, OG in here. So I'm gonna give a few minutes, a few seconds, rather, for everybody to hop on. I really hope everyone had a fantastic weekend this weekend. Why don't you drop down in the comments kind of what you did over the weekend? Like if you used the weekend to catch up on some rest, or if you were hanging out with family, people that you love. Please let me know that too. Good morning, Einstein. It's always fantastic to see you, girl. Thank you so much for joining a real OG Bike Gang member. So good morning to you too as well. So good to see everybody this morning. There go my sister. Hey, Nikki Boo, Nikki. Just a fun fact about Nikki. Nikki and I have been friends for well over 20 years. Um, over 20 years. And that girl gets up like at 4 o'clock in the morning. I love Nikki. That girl gets up early. I mean, like it's crazy. Um, Let me catch what you were just saying, Danielle. Danielle's always doing something cute with her family, so let's find out what you did, and just drop down in the comments. Let me know what you did over the weekend, real quick. Let me see. Danielle said that she kicked it with the kids, of course. You completed your ballot. Oh, Danielle, congratulations, Danielle. So awesome. Tell us how that experience was. And then she watched Mulan. Okay, fantastic. Got to get it in. Yeah, Nikki gets up at 4 and exercises. Love her. 4 a.m. She's been in the 4 a.m. club for quite some time. It's just really good to see everybody. I'm glad to be joining in with you all. And then just put a fist up if you did, in fact, and have been receiving your election flex. If you've been receiving your Days of Action campaign, the Savage Political Bite, for those who may not just be who may be just coming into the Savage Political Bite. If this is your first time hanging with us, or if you're new, welcome and glad to have you on board. The 30 Days of Action campaign, what we're doing is we're using the last days up until the general election, which is November the 3rd, to engage and give you an action to take that day. And if you've already taken that action, that is fantastic. Great. Just like Danielle just shared with us in the comments, that she actually completed her ballot. So that is fantastic to hear. If you've already done one of those actions, then what you can do when you receive this campaign is you can actually pass it along to somebody else. So you can always share it. You can share it on your Facebook page, you can share it on Twitter, or you can forward the bite to somebody who it may be. What's up, Dr. Wendy Wilson? So good to see you, sis. You could always forward to somebody who may not have completed the action. I actually got a couple of messages over the weekend that I did check. Not more than that, but a couple of messages I did check over the weekend, and somebody shared that they did, in fact, get their great, yay, good morning, good morning, good morning. That what they did, it was like, they'd already voted, part of one of the early voting states, and shared with me what they did was they actually sent it along to someone else. So please do forward that. You can do that. And then hopefully those people will become a part of the Bite Gang. So, sharing is definitely caring. And thank you to everybody that's joining. All right, I'm seeing the love. What's up, Sherelle, my master yoga friend? Good to see you. We got Miss Sherry Jones. She got the fist up. Debbie Parker got the fist up. So that is fantastic to know. Okay, Katrina. Hey, Katrina, how are you down in the Sunshine State? Always fantastic to see you, sis. Good morning, Mom and Dad. Love you, love you, love you. And just want to take a quick second here to say to my dad, my father is celebrating 15 years pastoral anniversary this yesterday, just Sunday, 15 years. So happy pastoral anniversary again, Dad. We got to chat a little bit on yesterday, and it's always fantastic to hear his philosophy around the reasonings that he sets things up the way that he does. So happy pastoral anniversary to you. The word says that beautiful of the feet are the people that do in fact carry and preach his gospel. So, oh, one with beautiful feet, love you. And happy pastoral anniversary to you again, Dad. Um, so let's see what Sherelle. Oh, Aaron, thank you, Aaron. That's so sweet. Yeah. Yeah, he's a fantastic person, fantastic man. Love my dad. So thank you everybody for that. But if you are getting the campaign, you've already voted, do please pass that along to somebody else. And if you would like to get the 29 days of the next days of action, we're doing it every day until November the 3rd. Go to ericasavagepolitics.com to subscribe, and you will be on board and hopefully be able to get one today, the one that comes out today. So this bite is going to be a bit short this morning. Good morning, Aunt Gloria, Dr. Watson. Always fantastic to see you on as she joins every morning, every bite. Good morning and thank you to you. So this was going to be a little bit short today because just kind of like the campaign emails that you all are receiving. So a lot of information that's coming out all throughout the day, the night, and throughout the weekend. I know that we've all kind of really had to move through this Walter Reed experience that we've all kind of been moved through over the weekend. It just really seems that I said it last week, that last week felt like it was a month. And so in the political world, you've heard, or if maybe you've not heard of October surprises, which usually meant that something about the person that's running for a particular position, there's going to be this oppo research that will be dumped in, to really influence the vote coming up to November. This is going to be a very, very interesting month. So, not going to rehash kind of what happened with Walter Reed, but I would just say to everybody, protect your space, protect your peace, and vote and encourage other people to vote. That is probably one of the most foundational and greatest things that we could all do right now is really, really, really help turn out our own base. Good morning, Trudy. Always good to see you. Good morning, Andrette. Fantastic to see you as well. Thank you so much for connecting with the bite. Good morning, Tracy Mack. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. So protect your peace, protect your space. There will be a lot happening. A lot happening. It's going to be a very, very interesting ride. And so people have already began voting, as we just saw our friend Danielle, and a couple of weeks ago, we had polls that were open in Virginia and a few other states. People are voting, so let's keep our eyes on the prize and again encourage as many people as we possibly can. We've always said here on the bite that you are a leader. So if that's a leader in your home, work, within your friend circle, wherever it is that you have influence and you lead, please use that platform, that bully pulpit, to encourage particularly folks that are within the 18 to 29 category to vote. And when you do, I think one of the more important things to do, because some messages just don't resonate with some age groups or generations as they do others, but just share with them the current climate, the current access that they have to things that they enjoy, and that those things are really under threat right now. And always can point them to um, just a daily news cycle. But it is, in fact, that for all of us. So please do use your leadership influence to do encourage those folks between 18 to 29 to turn out, and anyone else that may, for that fact, not have voted or doesn't believe that there is any difference in the two people that are running. Um, and another thing I've been sharing with people when I do talk to them about voting, registering, and what's important is that it's two parties, it's two candidates running. Please let's not throw away our vote on third party for the presidential ballot. Let's not do that. It's two parties, right? Two people, rather. Please make a decision between those two people, right? Good morning, Ron. So fantastic to see you. Good morning. Sloan, it's always fantastic to see you. Thanks again joining, Daphne. Always good to see you, fam. So, if we can please do that, each and every one of us has the potential to impact this election in the most powerful way, and we definitely do need it with the time that we do have remaining. So please, 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 in fact, use your influence and encourage someone to get out and engage in the vote, because we have, let's see, we have 28 days remaining, 28, 27 days remaining. You'll find out very, very soon here when you get your bite this morning to talk about the election flex. And that is the hashtag that I created. That's kind of the nomenclature that I created, so to speak. It is an election flex. It's really about, that's really what the big flex is. The big flex is, how are you engaging the political machine? And listen, we got to do that through two ways. We have to, in fact, exercise our vote, and then we also need to complete our census. So those two things, there were efforts to stop again the census field efforts today, but they're still going on until October 31. I got a press release from the Census Bureau. So please, please, please continue to also carry that message as well, good people. One of the things that I want to share that's super, super important is when we're thinking about the deadline for voter registration, as we do discuss that, I want to call out to you the states where actually today is the deadline. Today is the deadline. Good morning, Fernita. Always good to see you, sis. So these are the states that today is the deadline for voter registration. Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Ohio, Texas, and Hawaii. And Hawaii actually has same-day registration. So those states, and I'm going to call them out again. I'm going to go in a different order. Hawaii, Texas, Ohio, Mississippi, Louisiana, Kentucky, Indiana, Georgia, Florida, Arkansas, Arizona. Um, Please, 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 particularly when we're looking at states that very much so are wed to voter suppression. And I say that because we're talking about governors who have actively interfered with the vote. That would be, and that doesn't mean it's not relegated to the South. I'm a real big proponent and probably need to start. Well, I'm a real big proponent of being very, when people think about Jim Crow, it was just not Jim Crow South, there was also Jim Crow North, right? So it's not just that the vote is being suppressed, and that is actively only happening in the South. It's happening all across the United States. When we think about Florida and Georgia, which are battleground states, Florida normally swings Republican, but particularly with the efforts that actually the measure that passed on the ballot back in 2018 in Florida, which was to allow those individuals, brothers and sisters who were previously incarcerated, they can engage the vote again. And we saw that though the people of Florida said yes, by a measure on the ballot, by referendum, said that absolutely we want Floridians that were previously incarcerated and had their right to vote taken from them. We want them to have that right restored. That there were groups that did grassroots efforts to make the community, to educate the community around what that meant. They did door knocking. They talked to people. I mean, did incredible, incredible work. Got to meet some people a couple of years ago that did that important work. Fantastic Black women. at the Black Women's Roundtable, their annual event 2 years ago. Fantastic, fantastic, very much so motivated, feet on the ground people. And when that was leapfrogged by Ron DeSantis, the assumed governor of Florida, it was heartbreaking because being around folks when they actually do get the news that that in fact is something that the governor is saying, though the people voted on this, that was actually a question that was added to the ballot because they went through the process and they did things the way that they should have done it, which is, you know, first of all, inform people, get all the signatures to actually have this referendum be considered to be on the ballot. It was on the ballot. The people overwhelmingly, Floridians said that yes, indeed, this is something that we believe in, we want to see happen, and then that he single-handedly really put that to bed. So um, I'm bringing all of that forward because those individuals who were then told by Governor DeSantis that nope, that's not going to happen. He put a poll tax in place, which was these that the women and men would first need to pay all of their probation fees and things of that nature. So now you've kind of seen different groups, philanthropic efforts to ensure that folks that do still have fees and fines that they have to pay post their release. And I don't like that word release. It just, to me, makes me think about animals in cages, which folks can definitely make the argument around that that is the incarceral system. I just don't like that name, particularly when black and brown bodies make up the lion's share of bodies that are locked away. But I do digress and say that when people are no longer in those um, places, that it was important to be able to vote. So with those philanthropic efforts, hopefully that will be something that we can all kind of take a note from to really, really understand this is why this vote and people who are in executive leadership, state leadership, local leadership positions, this is why that is very important. So, Florida, Georgia, which we all well know, we all saw, again, how the former Secretary of State, I do not refer to him as governor because he has antagonized Georgians for 8 years when he was Secretary of State, and then acting in that position, running for governor, he definitely stole that election. So former Secretary of State Kemp, because we know that he definitely is down with voter suppression and Trumpism. Those are very important states, particularly when you have groups like Fair Fight Action that are really, really doing great work in Georgia to make sure that people are registering. I think they have been able to, in the past several years, I think, get over 800,000 Georgians registered to vote. Yeah, he did steal the election, Aaron. So, having said that, those battleground states, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana is also voter suppression state. Texas is as well. Um, some reporting over Governor Abbott out in Texas over the weekend. He actually um, made it so that the secure ballot boxes, that those were going to have to be picked up, and only wants to kind of do the same thing Mitch McConnell did. Kentucky's on this list as well during the 2018, well, during the primaries for between Charles Booker and Amy McGrath, who are running for the senatorial seat, Mitch McConnell's senatorial seat. What he did was he took over 200 places for people to vote and condensed them into one, largely in black neighborhoods, right? Good morning. What's up, Kim? Kim, are you from Texas? What's up, Kim Sawyer? Kim is a super big political here in the DC area. So really good to see you this morning, Kim. Absolutely shameful. Um, and so that's why, these states, all of these states, Indiana, that was the state that, in fact, Mike Pence used to be governor of and represented in Congress as well. And he is definitely not harmless. He is equally if not more dangerous than the current person that's occupying the White House. Ohio, um, you're just looking at and thinking about states where you have had governors that have rolled back voting rights for people. That happened with John Kasich in Ohio. Um, he's a Republican, though he did speak at the DNC and fake refused to attend his his convention, state's convention, when the White House occupant first came on board. Listen, he's still very much so Republican, not Republican like he is full blown Republican. So these states, even Arizona, Arizona's a battleground state, and there are people that are really giving folks that have been sitting in seats in Arizona a run for their money. So all of these states, Arkansas, that's the home of Tom Cotton, a racist who definitely is moving against the 1619 Project. Like looking at all of these states, Mississippi, Mississippi is has I think the highest concentration of Black people in a state, and really just needs investments to be able to really turn out the vote. People, the party just really needs to invest money in the South, period. But that's a whole nother sermon. Um, so just looking at all of these states, with the exception of Hawaii, um, I'm seeing a whole lot of issues and problems. So that today is the deadline for Arizonians, folks in Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Ohio, Texas, Hawaii. Please, 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 if you have people that you know and love in these states, are you registered to vote? That's a quick text or post, um, or a group, a group kind of message. Please, please, please let people know. Let's spread the word. I'm going to be posting this later on my social medias. Excuse me, but please, 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 if you know people that are in those areas, please make sure that they are registered to vote. What's up, Tanya Jackson? Tommy Jackson. Just said your name all like that. Good morning, Tanya. Very good to see you. Hey, Miss Lisa Nelson, our digital storyteller. Always fantastic to see you. You all check out Lisa on LinkedIn. She does fantastic, fantastic, fantastic work. Um, so that's really kind of the highlight of what I wanted to share on the bite, and that really took us to the 7:54 time of day. Fernita says living, working in South Georgia back in the day made my move to the West necessary. I hear you. I hear you. I definitely hear you. Aaron says next Monday, October the 12th, me and my family are going in person to vote. And I cannot wait to see what you're going to be wearing, Aaron. So please do share that with us. I know I've said to you all, definitely going to want to get everybody engaged to post pictures of how you went to the polls. So everybody, if you are going in person, like I am, to vote, please, 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 like send please, like snap a quick pic of your voting outfit. Would love, 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 because that's something I think that would be really encouraging for other people to see. Thank you, Erin. I appreciate that, sis. Yeah, please snap a picture. I'm definitely going to be doing mine, but please snap a pic of your voting outfit to help encourage other people, to let them know, listen, take the precautions, but do go. If you are going to vote in person, please do go. And here's what you can do, because what that will do also for some people as well is it'll probably give them an idea of, oh, okay, then, well, if Erin, or, if, Kim, you said you bought your shirt yesterday. Excellent. To see people that look like them, people that they know, like, and trust, or just somebody that's from that looks like they're from the general area, it does give another level of comfort for someone who may be not quite sure. So please, please, please. Erin just told us she's going to be voting on next Monday, the 12th. If you can participate in early voting, please, please, please do that. Please do that. Let's see what you guys got going on in the chat. Um, okay, excellent. So Kim bought her voting shirt yesterday, and she got one for her mom and sister too. That is incredibly sweet and thoughtful. Way to go, Kimberly. So please, Kim, snap a picture of that. And then hopefully we'll get some shares going here when it's time for all of us to exercise our vote. You can kind of put that in the chat, perhaps on one of the bites that we do here over the next week or so. That's what I really have for you this morning. There is a lot happening in the news over the weekend. As we all don't know if maybe you all watched or not, but um, Jamie Harrison, who is vying for Lindsey Graham's Senate seat, they had a debate this Sunday, and Lindsey Graham was ethered properly by Jamie Harrison. This is going to be a great contest. Now, in the state of South Carolina, there's no early voting, and large population, of course, of black and brown bodies there. So people have to go to the polls unless they're doing absentee, but I'm not quite sure on that. But there's no early voting in the state of South Carolina, which is very, very, that's wild to me. So Jamie Harris is very competitive. Lindsey Graham has been begging for financial support for quite some time. And during the debate, and when I say he's begging, he's on Fox News. That is, his go-to space, his safe space, his blanket, and whenever he appears on Hannity or one of the other programs, he's saying, please, please, please contribute to my campaign. I mean, begging for money, something that a sitting senator should not have to do. He's the incumbent, but it's been really sick. Yeah, Fernita, they don't have early voting in South Carolina. Yeah, so souls to the polls, all that good stuff. Weekend voting, not so much. Lisa says, I'm glad Jamie Harrison brought his own plexiglass. Yeah, divider. I think Kamala needs to bring hers too for the debate. Yeah, they have the vice presidential debate will be happening this week. I believe it's Wednesday. And so it's going to be definitely interesting to see how that will unfold. There are some concerns because this current regime is definitely their propagandists. And so not really knowing the truth of a lot of what has been unfolded before us is a bit difficult to really honestly know what his uh, what folks that are connected to the regime is difficult to really know what the condition of any of them really are. So I'm with you, Lisa. Senator Harris is extraordinarily smart, and definitely hoping that will be that. I'm believing that the Biden-Harris campaign will definitely be making those adjustments. Definitely hope so. There's some people that really don't want the debate to go forward, but we'll definitely see how that turns out. Tracy Mack says, we're going on the first of early voting, which is October the 15th. My family, I have to in North Carolina. Yeah, and North Carolina has definitely been making news for quite some time. North Carolina is really a state that is really leading and showing the South how to really interrupt a lot of this GOP-led voter suppression. And they've been doing that. North Carolina has really been doing that for the country, really, for the past 6, 7 years now. And so I'm glad that you brought that forward, Tracy, because in the absentee ballot piece, a lot of the the ballots that have been rejection overwhelmingly have been those of folks who are black. And so one of the things that I will say, particularly if you have completed your ballot absentee, vote by mail, however you want to refer to that, is that for some states, and I'm not sure, it is shameful, Tracy. It is absolutely shameful, but we know exactly what that is. That is voter suppression, right? But glad that you all are going to be doing that next week. Check your state Secretary of State's website to see if a ballot is said to have been incorrect or rejected. Do you have an opportunity to correct that ballot? Because all states differ. That is the one thing that is really kind of frustrating about our election system. It's not a national election system. Every state operates as their own election president, so to speak. And so they're able to formulate rules, and then you have it broken out by counties the way things are handled. So again, for those folks who are in North Carolina and other states, if you track your ballot, so go to your Secretary of State's website, and there should be a mechanism to track your ballot. And then, if the ballot has been rejected for some reason, there may be an opportunity to correct that, and look and see if that is the case with your ballot, and if it is, what the mechanism for correcting that is, because that is kind of, we see that. But then one of the disappointing things, some of the pieces that I've read, is that there's not a remedy provided in some of the cases where there are, in fact, remedies, where there is the opportunity to correct the ballot. So all of the best to you, Tracy. Thank you so, so much for sharing that. Good morning, Momo Love. Good morning to my baby sis. Good to see you, Jody Boo. Um, Good, good, good. Yeah. So definitely kind of keep all eyes out for that. And with that, we took 30 minutes and we really focused in on voting. So I hope that as we continue to internalize this, that we will actually allow our candle to burn even brighter for people who are really unregistered. Because I'll say this is that um, they're not undecided voters. There's none of that. I don't care how many, focus groups on the Sunday shows, they show people who are still trying to make up their mind. There are no people that are trying to make up their mind. They're not. There are unregistered voters. There are not undecided voters. And so those are the people that really should be a focus, the unregistered voters. And some people just are not registered to vote. And I've seen it. I've been engaged. I've talked to these people. I've done this work. A lot of folks that don't participate in the vote, they just never had anybody talk to them about the vote. Or there's a level of fear. I mean, believe me, it passes through all age groups, that there is just a level of fear of that really is successful voter intimidation. Why people don't register and participate in the vote. They believe that not, kind of the outset of the conversations, the process doesn't work. But unpeeling, you kind of find out that it's really kind of steeped in fear. Um, not sure what to do when they go. Will they be asked improper questions? Just nervous about a process that they've never went through before. But that, listen, I think that when, as a community, we really kind of put our arms around each other, which is the importance of, sending out messages, sending out posts, like having conversations with people who are, in fact, unregistered. There is kind of a sense of comfort and peace. And okay, well, maybe this is not as um, hard or more difficult as it seems, or more daunting than what it appears to be. And to know that there are going to be other people that will be alongside them. I mean, that's another thing too. Men, women, I've seen it and have walked with people, to say, no, where's your voting precinct? I'd be more than happy to walk with you to the precinct. Like, we definitely show up in numbers. And we talked about on the bite that definitely in 2016, there were those poll workers that were definitely supporters of the current White House occupant, that were in all Black neighborhoods. And here they were, not even, faintly a part of the community. But the only reason that they were actually in that voting precinct was to literally, just by they feel their presence. And that is something that I do not do that. That their presence was something that was some should be turning people away. But Erica said, you, first of all, no, you're here for the wrong reasons, and you shan't cross over into this neighborhood on this particular day just to present yourself as some type of force field. Not happening. And ushered many people to their voting precinct. Whether we walked across the street, whether we walked up the block, it did not matter. Please, 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 these intimidation tactics, they're coming. That's just because people who aren't able to win fairly, always cheat, right? 1619, right? So we've had 401 years of understanding that that's what folks do. It's not that they're superior. It's just that in order to win, there's always a real head start, a real cheater's mentality that has to happen. So glad to see that a lot of you all definitely have your voting plan. You're bringing your family, voting them into your voting plan. You've got your voting outfit, that you are ready and fired up and ready to go, right? All of those things. But please also understand that your presence in a place, and talking about voter intimidation and those poll watchers that come from other neighborhoods into black and brown neighborhoods to be a face of intimidation. That, listen, that is definitely overwhelmed when there's more community that is present and standing up, and particularly for people who've not participated in the process, to have people that have participated in the process essentially locking arms. We don't do that now in the COVID environment, but having people that essentially lock arms and say, listen, you are not voting by yourself. I am with you. And that again goes back to what I've been saying, y'all. Second Kings, whether or not you believe or not, I'm just telling you, this is what I stand on. This is my grounding word, that Second Kings 6 chapter 15 through 17. Listen, there's definitely more of us than there is of them, and we will in fact win. Good morning, Deidre. So please, let's show up. Let's flex, right? Let's do our election flex, and let's help somebody else who really does not have the confidence that you have built up as a serial voter, right? As a consistent voter. Let's help bring those unregistered voters across the finish line. All right, good people. Listen, I absolutely love and appreciate each and every one of you. We do this again every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, um, right here on Facebook Live at 7:30 a.m. If you learned something, you feel like this broadcast was important, please share it. And I want to thank everybody that they're constantly sharing this video. But if you really feel like this information resonated, if this is something that is seriously important, particularly when we're thinking about those states where today is the last day that people can register to vote in Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Ohio, Texas, and Hawaii. Please encourage folks people who admire you, those people where you have leadership with. Please encourage them to register and to get engaged, right? Because information plus engagement equals what, y'all? Power. That's right. Listen, love y'all. Thank you, Aaron. You have a fantastic, blessed day. Just make sure. Hey, Deidre, always good to see you. Hey, Aunt Judy, it is always fantastic to see you. And my lovely friend, the wonderful artist, Miss Henry Maybell. If you all have not had the opportunity to check out her beautiful artwork, she is a fantastic, fantastic, fantastic artist. Please do. Right out of Port Eales, Georgia, and has spent time all around the world. She and Mr. Bell are fantastic, lovely, lovely people. I absolutely love you, Miss Henry May. All right, good people. Listen, I absolutely love you all. Make sure, as we always do here on The Bite, that you are taking great, incredible care of yourself. So in that, make sure that you are the first person that your voice is the first voice that you hear every morning, speaking powerfully and beautifully, setting your day. Please, in fact, do that. Make sure that you are saying incredible things about you and incredible things about your day ahead. She is amazing, Dr. Wilson. And then also make sure you are doing your breath work. So make sure in the morning, that feels so fantastic. Whenever I do it, take those 10 deep breaths in the morning. Still yourself. Take those 10 amazing deep breaths in the morning, and then 10 deep breaths before you retire from the evening. Love on you. Get some fresh air. Do a couple jumping jacks, and some stretching, get you some yoga in this morning, and just have a fantastic day. All right. I will see you all right back here on Wednesday. We're going to keep doing kind of these, boom, very much so super focused, Savage Political Bites heading into November the 3rd. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, Tanya. Listen, Love you all very much. Have a fantastic day. And I'll see you right back here for another edition of the Savage Political Bite, the #1 morning political primer in the nation. Be well. See you all on Wednesday.